16, Jenny Yoloa.
We'll just let the announcers play.
Number 17, Odin Moda.
Play and then we'll go on. So,
Number 18, Avery Scott. Number 22, Skylar Parker. Number 25, Sam Lopez. Number 26, Kenya Bustos. Number 33, Isabella Villarreal. Head coach for your Jaguars, Tim Moody. Assistant coach, Jordan Burbank and Luigi Olivares. And fans, today as honorary coaches, we have Dr. Karen Brigard, Dr. Michael Boucher, and Dr. Pablo Calafiori. Head athletic trainer for today's game, Bobby Two-Step Ramirez. Ladies and gentlemen, those who have fought and continue to fight for the freedoms we enjoy, let us now stand and honor their efforts and our country with the playing of the national anthem. Fans, at the entryway, there is free water, compliments of Texas A&M University San Antonio Dining. Proud supporters of Jaguar Athletics. Get the water while supplies last. Also, fans, at Texas A&M University San Antonio, we are military embracing. At this time, we would like to thank all the men, women, and family members who protect and serve our country. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen of Jaguar Nation, we are live here on the Jaguar Sports Network. And on behalf of the Jaguar Sports Network, my name is Cameron M. Caldwell, and I am joined here today by
Jesus Lopez.
And ladies and gentlemen, we are proud to welcome you all here to the first home conference game, the conference home opener for your Lady Jaguars, taking on the Jarvis Christian University Bulldogs out of Hawkins, Texas. And it is a beautiful day for some Jaguars soccer. And Jesus, what are your early thoughts on today's game so far?
Well, this is one of the most important games for both teams. Depending on whether you win, lose, or tie, it sets the tone for the rest of the season. The Lady Jaguars seem to be running a 3-4-3 with a false 9 formation, but that's yet to be confirmed. Your Texas A&M Lady Jags are coming off an away win after taking on Tilston Rams in a non-conference match, winning 2-1. With Bargain and Skylar Parks, with 2 goals on the start sheet. Jarvis Christian University Bulldogs are coming off a tough loss taken by Nielsen University, losing 7-0. Expecting both teams to bring the intensity today, since it is the first conference game for both.
Absolutely, Jesus. Could not have said it better myself. And Jaguars looking to keep that momentum rolling, but Bulldogs looking to redeem themselves after a tough loss against a conference opponent. It is the conference opener game for both teams, and they are looking to get something going here. We are very happy to be broadcasting live here at Texas A&M University, San Antonio. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for tuning in. Cameron Caldwell, Jesus Lopez, and Jaguars already looking to get things going. That was Jasmine Dominguez taking away that pass, unable to keep possession of it. Ana Barragan with it now. Through ball. Dominguez saves it. In the corner with it now. Bulldogs looking to stop that attack, and Barragan keeping possession of it. Jaguars bench on their feet, letting their teammates know, keep working. Bulldogs trying to just clear it out of their own half, but unable to. Jaguars really keeping the pressure on early. That was Jenny Loyola switching the field of play. Almost a great through ball there. That was number 17, Odetta Mota. Mota trying to find something. Pressed in the corner here.
Great offensive measure from both teams, specifically the Lady Jaguars. Very good speed of play, switching the ball from left to right. Great to see.
Absolutely, and ball switched in there. Jasmine Dominguez picks up the second ball. Let's see what she can do with it. Decides to dump it off to her midfielder. Jaguars resetting, knocking the ball around. No reason to force anything this early on. Great touch by Jasmine Dominguez, looking to get something going. She has Ana Barragan up top. Bulldogs coming the other way with it.
Anna, win it back.
And Jesus, what does it do to a team's morale coming off of a 7-0 loss, and especially a 7-0 loss and then coming into an away game?
No, absolutely heartbreaking. Absolutely. They're probably looking to get their confidence back with this game, looking for if I was their coach, I would be looking for an early point on the score sheet to bring some of that morale back and confidence back for these players. Texas A&M Lady Jaguars seem to be very comfortable on the ball today and seem to be doing a high press with even their defensive line above the halfway point.
Absolutely, bringing that pressure on, possibly trying to capitalize off of that tough loss that the Bulldogs just had. And Nelson University, a great opponent, obviously, with that score. And it's with number 22, Skylar Parker, the center back. Skylar Parker picked up herself a goal last game. Let's see if she can replicate that today. Ball's mostly been in the Bulldogs side of the half. Jaguars looking to get one early here, see if they can seal the game before the half. It's a beautiful day for some Jaguar soccer, Jesus. And here comes Ana Barragan the other way. Ball's played in, and a goal early on. Just 5 minutes into the game, Ana Barragan finds the back of the net. Jaguars up 1.
Incredible shot, incredible technique, right over the goalkeeper.
Absolutely, Ana Barragan, she is replicating what she did last game and picking up herself a goal early on. That's just 4 minutes and 4 seconds in. Lady Jags looking to run away with this one early.
That's what we call saying hello in this game. Setting the pressure.
Absolutely, setting the pressure early, setting the tone, setting the momentum, carrying that momentum from the last game into this one. Ana Barragan picking herself up another goal. We'd like to welcome everybody, Jaguar Nation and Bulldog Nation. We appreciate you all tuning into the Jaguar Sports Network. If you're new to the channel, don't be afraid to subscribe. We on JSN, we just surpassed 900 subscribers. We are absolutely thrilled and ecstatic about that. After our creation last year in August, just a year of operations, we have surpassed 900 subscribers, and we thank you all so much for that. And if you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Help us hit 1,000 subscribers before the end of the soccer season. Cameron M. Caldwell, Jesus Lopez on the call today. And looks like we have some clouds over our head finally, Jesus.
No, yeah. Right now we're about to hit peak heat for today, which is only going to be 90 degrees, which is relatively a nicer temperature for San Antonio weather. It is cloudy, so we do have some shade, and there is a little bit of wind with 8 miles per hour going to the south side.
Absolutely, and seems to be no issue for the Lady Jags, who have gotten going very early here as number 26. Bustos loses that one in the middle. Bulldogs trying to find some momentum the other way. Seems like they just can't get their footing under them, Jesus.
Definitely. I mean, after conceding such an early goal, you're really now panicking, trying to come back and set the tides to a tie. It looks like the Bulldogs are desperate to get the ball out of their half of the field. Looks to be a goal kick for the Bulldogs. Lady Jaguars still doing a very high press, with all 10 players being above the halfway point.
Great goal kick there by the Bulldogs, number 27. That's Leslie Guerreca.
That is a foul in favor of the Lady Jaguars.
And ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to take this time to shout out our faculty staff who is on highlight today, our honorary coaches, Dr. Karen Beauregard, our faculty active participation in civic engagement events such as Pause Up, Days of Service, and Big Brothers and Sisters Mentorship. Shout out Dr. Karen Beauregard and Dr. Michael Boucher. He demonstrated strong civic engagement efforts such as promoting voter engagement and Pause Up Days of Service. And Dr. Pablo Calafiore, he is in the Department of Accounting and Finance, Associate Professor. He has demonstrated strong support and promotion of campus financial literacy programs. Shout out to our honorary coaches today as Jaguars setting up for a corner first set piece of the game.
This is big and crucial for the Lady Jaguars. They can easily make it 2-0. And it will be a
ball sort of bouncing around here in the Bulldogs half of the field. Skylar Parker has one, wants to tee it up. Why not let it go? And almost a shot on target there. That one's going to go wide left. No problem for the goalkeeper there.
It will be a goal kick for the Bulldogs. Texas A&M San Antonio Lady Jaguars continuing with their high press.
Jasmine Dominguez, that goal kick went straight to her. She's going to boot that one up. Bulldogs keeper almost had a little trouble with it. Seemed to hit her in the face, but no problem bringing that one back in.
I mean, with the sun being right above you, I'm guessing in her eyes.
Absolutely, might have been a distorted
Seems to
view.
be an easy play for the Lady Jaguars goalkeeper. Playing out from the back. Take it out wide. Left-hand side.
Jasmine Dominguez trying to find a ball up the line and finds Ana Barragan.
What a great pass.
Ana Barragan keeping the pressure up.
Inside, Sam.
This game is all Jaguars so far, Jesus.
Definitely. It looks like the Lady Jaguars have an advantage not only physically but tactically in this game.
Absolutely. Coach Moody's tactics seeming to work so far for the Jags. And keeping possession is number 16, Loyola.
You know, with a high press technique, it's a little bit of a gamble, especially if your players don't run back. But it seems like the gamble's been paying off.
Absolutely. Finding a goal very early on and just under 5 minutes of play. Barragan finding the back of the net, and Jaguars looking to go up 2. Bulldogs resetting to the back, trying to switch the field. Not the best switch. Jaguars trying to keep possession of it. Dominguez, once again, Dominguez has been all over the field so far today.
Jaguars switching the ball. Now playing on the right side, looking to play forward.
And ball is played forward.
Oh,
Ana
what a
Barragan, great touch
ball.
there. Ana Barragan, goal! Ana Barragan, that's her second one of the day after a beautiful through ball played through it, an even better touch by her. And to seal the deal was the finish by Barragan. That's her second on the score sheet. And that was just in under 10 minutes. Once again, Lady Jags continuing the momentum from last game.
What a brace. Great technique controlling the ball, and even better for finishing. Right on the right-hand side of her and the left-hand side of the keeper, bottom right corner.
Absolutely. That's exactly what they tell you to do when you're training, is just find a corner, put it there, and that is exactly what Barragan did, having no problem doing so. And Jaguars up 2.
And honestly, great composure. There's a lot of players that after controlling the ball would overthink it and either skyrocket it or hit it straight to the keeper, but she kept her composure and slotted it in for her brace in the first 10 minutes of the game.
Absolutely cool and collected. Ana Barragan seeming to have some more confidence about her after picking up 2 goals early on in this game. And another through ball played through. Let's see if Barragan can get there, and she does. Able to keep it, needs an option for her. She finds Jasmine Dominguez back. Dominguez
has all the time in the world.
Absolutely. You want to keep this one. Just knock it around. No need to force anything. And Jaguars are reset with a throw in.
Great performance so far by the Lady Jaguars. Really demonstrating their technical ability today.
Absolutely. And Jesus, I'm noticing on the Bulldogs bench, they only have 3 subs, not including their substitute keeper. So 4 subs in total, but only 3 that can go on the field and play any position. What kind of difference is that going to make today in today's game?
Night and day difference, sadly, for the Bulldogs. I wonder what happened there. We'll might get a story later, but with 3 subs on the bench, looks like everyone on the field is going to have to play the 90 minutes.
Absolutely going to be a team effort, and a little miscommunication between Barragan and Dominguez there, but no worries. Dominguez coming right after it and able to get a touch on it.
And it looks like on the Bulldogs bench, there is a goalkeeper. So technically, they only have 2 subs for main players.
Absolutely. Jesus says, looks like we have a Jaguars throw, and they're going to reset to Skylar Parker in the back. Just north of 33 minutes left to play. This one has been moving fast, and Jaguars, it has been all Jaguars since.
Mistake by the Bulldogs seems to be capitalized by the Lady Jaguars.
Get up, Jags!
Go in for a cross, deflected by the Bulldogs.
Jaguars picking things up, as great job by the Bulldogs. Number 10, that's their captain, Morales. Let's see if the Bulldogs can just settle down and get their feet under them real quick.
It looks like the Bulldogs have a little bit more of a, and that is a foul for the Bulldogs. From my analysis, it looks like the Bulldogs do not want to press when the Jaguar backline have the ball, because they want to conserve their energy since they only have 2 substitutions on the bench.
Absolutely a tactic choice that the Bulldogs are making here. Need to play with what they have, as they say. Only have 2 subs on the bench that can come on the field at any time, and I wonder when that's going to start to come into effect for the Bulldogs, Jesus.
You know, with that low press, it is seen in the pro ranks. Specifically, what comes to mind is a team like Porto. But usually when you do a low press sort of formation, and the Lady Jaguars going for a shot, and on target.
Picking up a hat trick with just 14 minutes played in this game. I mean, an absolutely stellar performance by her. That is 3 goals in just 14 minutes. Jaguars up 3. Tim, who serviced that? Who's the assist?
Sam Lopez, I think.
And the assist coming in to Sam Lopez. Sam Lopez finding Ana Barragan up top to complete her hat trick for today, and that's just 3 goals in 14 minutes, Jesus.
Absolutely incredible day for her. Something she'll never forget. I mean, a hat trick in the first 20 minutes, incredible. But back to what I was saying earlier, when you're going into a low press sort of game, you want to have a 5 to even 5 and modified 6 back line, but the Bulldogs only have 4 in the back line. So I feel like they're sort of in an in-between limbo state between pressing and sitting back.
Absolutely, as Bulldogs really fighting to get it out of their own half, but Skylar Parker just taking that ball away with no troubles. And number 3 in the back for the Jags, Spears, has nothing but time, has time all day, has her goalkeeper behind her, has Jasmine Dominguez to her left, dumps it back off to Skylar Parker.
Looks like the Bulldogs will not go over the halfway point center half. Strange decision.
Strange decision, but got to think it's a tactical thing, working with only 2 subs and working with what they have. Don't want to tire themselves out too much with not too many players on the bench that can give players a rest when they need it.
Definitely.
Hey, if you're just tuning in, this is Cameron M. Caldwell and Jesus Lopez on behalf of the Jaguars Sports Network. We are live with the conference opener as Dominguez decides to hit one up. Coach Moody not liking that one, but as I was saying, welcome to the Jaguar Sports Network. Whether it's Jaguar Nation, Bulldog Nation, we are happy to have you here, and don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. And also leave us a chat. Let us know who you're watching. If you're watching any specific player, either team, we are happy to have you. Drop us a comment. Let us know where you're viewing from. We have viewers from all over the world in the Jaguar Sports Network, the Netherlands, England, Canada, here at home in the United States, and as well as South America and all the amazing countries over there, Europe. Jaguar Sports Network is for everyone, and it's also a student-run led initiative in collaboration with the Communications and Athletics Department. And we'd like to thank our mentor and advisor, Jenny Moore, for all the hard work she does, ensuring that we have everything we need to be taken care of, as well as Stephen Sherman and our athletic director, Darnell Smith, for giving us the green light and supporting us in every way that we need it. And as I said, Cameron Caldwell and Jesus Lopez on the call for today as Jaguars are up 3 early on. All 3 goals scored by Ana Barragan. And Jaguars have no problem resetting. It's with Villarreal in the back now.
Linian Spears, number 3, center back for the Lady Jaguars, seems to have high composure. Not afraid for that one-to-one battle. Always looking to play out wide. Lady Jaguars playing on the left-hand field. Looking forward, looking for a through ball. Through ball played.
That was Lopez who had the assist of Barragan, and Lopez finding Barragan again. It's dumped back off to Lopez. Needs to find a ball inside, and she does. Not the best ball. Jaguars unable to create something in that, but it's going to come back to the Jaguars goalkeeper, Villarreal, who is the sister of a JSN staff member, our very own Roland Villarreal on the camera today. Shout out Roland for all the work that he does, as well as does social media work for the Jaguar Sports Network as well. We are a family here at TAMUSA, as we call it, Texas A&M University San Antonio, and it's clear to see.
Looks like the Lady Jaguars are frosting the game, slowing it down. I mean, after so much attacking from the Lady Jaguars, it seems like they want to catch their breath for a moment. And while I say that, they do a counter.
Absolutely, that was Ana Barragan, and I didn't see who had it in the middle there, but number 17 with it now, Mota. And now it's with number 6, Banda. Banda loses possession of it. Bulldogs have it in their own corner, but have to get it out, have to do something here. As Jesus said, Jaguars having no problem slowing down the speed of play. They're up 3-0 already went up 3-0 in just less than 20 minutes, Jesus.
And it looks like there's going to be a substitution, number 21 for Jarvis Christian University, being Burlingame. Sorry if I mispronounced her name, but she will be subbing in.
Ladies and gentlemen, just want to remind you that we have the men's soccer playing against the same school, Jarvis Christian University. They will be kicking off at 3:30 today. And if you can't make it in person, don't worry. JSN has you covered. We will be live streaming both games as we are live streaming this game. And we'll be live streaming the men's as well at 3:30 kickoff. And be on the lookout for your men's Jaguars taking on the Bulldogs.
My apologies. The subbing in for Jarvis Christian University will be Mia Salvik. Error on my part.
Looks like we have a injured player down here, but that was right on a counterattack by the Bulldogs.
The Lady Jaguars using this time to catch their breaths. Looks like both teams will use this break for a water break. Lady Jaguars have been all over the field today. It might be only 9 degrees, but it is still blistering hot out here.
Absolutely. The humidity definitely has something to do with it. Definitely a bit of a sticky one out here, if you will. I'd like to shout out our head trainer, Bobby Two-Step Ramirez, making sure our players are nice and healthy, taking care of everybody. Once again, score is 3-0. Barragan picking up all goals for the Jaguars so far, and we have just north of 25 minutes left to play here in this first half of the conference opener for both games, or both teams, excuse me.
Looks like number 6, Anaí Banda from Lady Jaguars was fouled and looks to be hit on her chin by a Jarvis Christian University player.
As we said, teams are going to use this time to get some water. Head trainer Bobby Two-Step going to make sure that she's okay. It's worth noting, though, that Jarvis was on the counter after a bad pass from Villarreal, went to straight to a Bulldog, and she was not in the net, as the Bulldogs head coach pointed out, and definitely not happy with that whistle. But as an injury happens, you have to call it. So we'll see how that plays out. Should be a drop ball or an indirect free kick in the favor of the Bulldogs. Once again, we invite you all to leave us a comment. Let us know where you're viewing from, who you're supporting, and we'll give you a shout out. We love doing that here on the Jaguar Sports Network. Love interacting with our viewers. Whether you're supporting the Jaguars, Bulldogs, we are happy to have you viewing. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Support this entirely student-run initiative supported by the Athletics Department and the Communications Department in a collaborative initiative here on campus. I'd like to take this time as well to shout out my team, Roland Villarreal on camera, Carlos, our director of photography. He is taking pictures today. Maddie as well on the camera, and Jesus and Cameron Caldwell on the call today. Roland's actually doubling as social media coordinator right now, taking videos, taking pictures, doing what he can while operating the camera. So big shout out to him. And it looks like it's going to be a drop ball Seems like ball is going to be live at the drop of the referee. So Jaguars need to quickly adjust. They do have two people on the backside, number 11 and 27. And I think that was an offsides pass. Villarreal having no problem coming out and taking control of that one. That ball did look a little, the run looked a little early, I should say.
I'd have to agree with you on there. I wonder how the tackle was made, because usually when there's a drop ball, that usually means that it was an accidental foul on both ends. And usually the drop ball means that it's a 50-50 chance, but there's an unwritten rule there with who really deserves the ball more, and in this time it was the Jarvis Christian University Bulldogs.
Absolutely, especially on a counterattack with the goalkeeper off of her line. It could have been something dangerous for the Jaguars. As speaking of dangerous, they were trying to go the other way, but that was a great defensive effort by the Bulldogs. Here comes Skylar Parker the other way, though, coming all the way up from her back line. Decides to dump it off to number 27 of the Jags, Mrs. Lopez. And Jaguars looking to switch the field of play, and they do. Dominguez coming the other way, has plenty of time and space up that line, and looks like she was a little hesitant to take it, but Ada Barragan finding a little 1-2 pass, and Dominguez finding one inside, and that one is just off the head of number 25 of the Jags, Lopez. She could have picked up a goal and an assist in today's game, but that one just went off of her head. And
that was a great cross, great technique. Just unlucky in the finishing.
No turn, no turn. Hands on, no turn. Hands on, no turn.
Looks like the Bulldogs are overwhelmed and frustrated today. Lady Jaguars doing an incredible job with their high press. You know, usually when it comes to high press, there is the issue of the counterattack and running back, but the Lady Jaguars seem to have no issue doing the extra cardio today, making sure their team stays on top with the clean sheet.
Here comes Dominguez on the throw-in after that cross. And ladies and gentlemen, our clock is about 39 seconds behind. There is 24 minutes left in this first half. So we are a tad bit behind here.
Odesh, shut it down. Odesh, shut it down. Anna, look, Anna.
And Jaguars coming the other way. This is number 17, Mota, trying to find something inside. Beats one defender. Dumps it off to 26, Bustos. Back to Mota. Has two defenders on her. It looks like she'll reset. Jaguars going to reset all the way back. Skylar Parker got a touch on that one as well, I believe. And it's with Skylar Parker now. Dumping it all the way back to Spears, having no problem just going all the way back home.
Yeah, it looks like the Lady Jaguars have no problem recycling the ball, which is something that most teams struggle with. You know, you don't always have to go forward and attack. As long as you keep possession, you control the game.
Dominguez letting one
shot
rip.
On target.
And a great save by the Bulldogs goalkeeper. That one was going top bins, and that was goalkeeper, I want to say that's Alcantar, getting a hand on that one for the Bulldogs. Great job by her, and that's going to be a Jaguars corner kick. Barragan heading out there to take it.
Saved it by the literal skin of her teeth. That was her very top of her fingertips when it came to that save. Incredible saving, incredible goalkeeping on her end.
Absolutely seeing a showcase of what she can do after conceding 3 early goals very early on. But here's Ana Barragan's ball. That one's floated up and is unable to get that inside.
A little bit of a miss hit.
Miss Neveka Gomez, thank you so much for tuning in to the Jaguar Sports Network and supporting. This is our former social media and Marcom director supporting the Jaguars. Also, says in our chat, our #1 fan. I think you get that from chatting and stuff. So we appreciate you so much for tuning in and continuing to support your Jags, and all the amazing work that you did for the Jaguar Sports Network has continued on. Your legacy is well alive here at JSN, and thank you so much for being here and chatting with us today.
Yes, thank you again.
Looks like that Bulldogs goal kick is going to go straight out. Nobody got a touch on it, so Jaguars resetting with the throw-in.
Jaguars seem to recycle the ball. Again, playing back to Lillian Spears. Playing out on the left-hand wing. Great touch. Lady Jaguars seem to love playing out wide. Looking for a cross. Good header, but caught by the Bulldog keeper. Again, Lady Jaguars not seem to pushing any further back than their half line. Continuing the high press. Miscommunication there by the Lady Jaguars. Seem to remain possession.
Skylar Parker with it now, dumping it out wide to 27, Lopez.
Recycling out back to Spears.
Wants to find Dominguez on the outside, and she does. She has Ana Barragan up top, and 25, Lopez as well. Ana Barragan looking to get something going for the Jags here. This is with Avery Scott.
Looks like she was looking for a through ball. Ended up misreading that pass. Good defensive header by Spears again.
Lopez got a little lucky there. Bulldogs attacker went right around her, but unable to gain possession of it. So Jaguars coming the other way, but looks like here come the Bulldogs as well. Spears. Great clearance by Villarreal. Able to find somebody. Bit of a miss hit, but able to find Lopez on the side. And now it's back with Skylar Parker, who's going to send a long ball up top.
You know, of course, being on the field, you perceive the game a little bit differently. But from our end, she could have definitely took a step back and caught the ball, slowing down the speed of play. But maybe that's what the Lady Jaguars don't want to do. They want to keep the attack, make sure that the Bulldogs are tired.
Absolutely, especially with only 2 players on the bench that can come out and take out those tired players. It could be a tactic that Coach Moody has employed with them, and just knock that ball around, keep the speed of play up to tire them out. And it's a game of fitness. You know, a lot of times we see that happen where a team will be down a couple players, whether it's injury, eligibility, whatever the case may be, and the game plan will switch from let's attack, attack, attack to let's just get the ball moving early. And Spears doing a great job coming in and
Great defensive tackle by Spears.
deflecting that one away from the Bulldogs. Could have been something dangerous for Villarreal. Villarreal having some trouble with it. I'm not sure if she wasn't able to pick it up, if it was a back pass or what it was, but Jaguars on their heels now. Bulldogs with the corner.
Looks to be the first set piece for the Bulldogs today.
And that comes just north of 18 and a half minutes here. Bulldogs looking to get something going.
Bulldogs doing a high press with this set piece, only leaving 3 defenders above the half moon. Cross deflected away by the Lady Jaguars. Looking for that counter attack. It looks to be a 3v3 at the moment. And now it is a 5v3. Lady Jaguars should probably play back, and they do. Not being afraid to recycle and set the speed of play.
Absolutely, especially with this kind of lead, Asus. No reason to force anything. The counterattack wasn't there, so there's no problem in resetting. But here come Jags, and ball's played straight to the Bulldogs goalkeeper. Looks like Jaguars making some tactical subs here. That's number 15, Frida Perez, and number 4, Vani Alegria coming in for the Jags. We'll have to see who they're taking out here in a second.
Quite early substitution, if I do say. But with such a high lead, I don't see the issue with it.
They will be taking out number 17, Odette Mota, and number 16, Jenny Loyola.
Again, Spears playing it back. Good defensive clearance. Looks like the Bulldogs are looking for a through. But again, the Lady Jaguars seem to regain possession. Unlucky bounce from the Lady Jaguars. Bulldogs looking to play out, but it looks like the ball will be a throw-in for the Lady Jaguars.
This half has been pretty much entirely Jaguar dominant, and you'd have to think it's exactly the way Coach Moody has drawn it up. Coach Moody seems to not be too happy with something going on. I'm not sure what it is. 16, Jenny Loyola coming off for number 4, Danny Alegria, and Odette Mota taken off by number 15, Frida Perez.
From what it looks like Coach Moody is looking for a much faster speed of play and looking for higher press, something that his players are starting to slow down with since they have such a high lead. But just how they scored 3 goals in the first 20 minutes, that could also be a possibility for the Bulldogs.
Absolutely, especially with only a couple players on the bench. Bulldogs may flip the switch, try to get something going here. Through ball played. Spears has trouble with it. Villarreal coming out. Great job by Villarreal, but ball still in play. Jasmine Dominguez with it now. And if there's a collision, and looks like there's going to be an offsides call on the Bulldogs. Great job by Jaguars defense, though, rallying around their keeper. Keeper came off the line, got the job done on the first 1v1, but was off her line. They did a great job crashing the line, and Jasmine Dominguez and Spears stopped both of those attempts before they could happen.
Great goalkeeping by the Lady Jaguars. She came up and was not afraid for that contact. Looks like the Bulldogs are looking for their counter.
And a goal by the Bulldogs. That one from way out. Looks like Villarreal just got caught off of her line and couldn't quite find her way back. Bulldogs finding their way on the board.
Definitely caught off her line. With how close the Bulldogs player was, she should have for sure been sturdy on her line. But it's a 3. They still have a 2-point lead. It looks like Spears will be subbed out.
Tough goal to concede there. It's always tough being caught off your line as a goalkeeper, and things happen. That happens sometimes as a goalkeeper. As a goalkeeper myself, there's a few times I was caught off my line, and it's all about how the Jaguars reset. As Jesus said, score is still 3-1. Jaguars still have a lead, but if you've been around any sort of soccer coach, you know what they say, 2-0 is the most dangerous lead in soccer, and with a 3-1 lead, that's basically what the lead is right now. So got to think Coach Moody wants them to pick up 1 to 2 more goals and seal this one away.
Yeah, I mean, the game is all about error. Without error, there would never be any goals, because the defenders and the goalkeepers would do their job and would make sure that the ball never goes in behind the net. So it's sometimes comes down to an error from a goalkeeper, from a striker, from a defender, which can be the difference.
Absolutely. It's a matter of inches, matter of errors. Things can always change, and here we go again with an error. Number 4, the substitute. Alegria losing it, but Ana Barragan takes it back, and here comes Barragan the other way, finding Dominguez up the top. Great line up, great pass up the line. Jaguars unable to connect at the end of that one, just a foot hair away. Avery Scott with it now. Trying to get something going, but great defensive effort by the Bulldogs. Jaguars able to keep it in the midfield, though. That's number 27, Lopez. Barragan to Alegria. Alegria letting one go. Looks like Dominguez was on the other side of that one, but no problem for the Bulldogs goalkeeper. Just shielding that one, letting it go out. Decides to not put her hands on that one, Jesus, and decides to let it go for a goal kick.
Very risky. Very, very risky. Coach Moody seems to be coaching his players on playing simple and playing out wide, not playing so direct. You know, sometimes playing direct has the advantage of catching the opponent off guard. But in this scenario, they've been playing direct for the past few plays now that I feel like the Bulldogs are anticipating it. Lady Jaguars seem to have the height advantage too, so a cross would definitely be more optimal.
Interesting tactic there by 27 on the Bulldogs. Yereka putting herself in a corner and kind of just standing there with it. Not something you see really in that position of the field, nor in a game where you're down. Kind of seemed like that was a time-wasting tactic, Jesus, but I not much sense behind that one.
Yeah, I would say that's a very anti-football play, if you ask me. I mean, of course, they're playing a low press, and if anything, I think they want the Lady Jaguars to have possession, hoping, like what just happened, for an error, and hoping to capitalize off it. Again, teams like Porto and Sporting Lisbon seem to play this sort of style of football. Of course, to a different level and with different formations, but this sort of low press and waiting for your opponent to make an error to capitalize on it.
Absolutely, and that one from Alegria goes right by Ana Barragan. Alegria just needs to get her feet under her as she was subbed in with, I believe it was just north of 17 left to play in this first half. And speaking of that, we are just north of 10 and a half minutes left to play in this first half of the conference opener for your Texas A&M San Antonio Lady Jags and the Bulldogs. And here come the Jags the other way. This one's with Ali Lopez, and once again, Bulldogs defense coming up on top with that one.
Seems like two Lady Jaguars had the opportunity to shoot, but chose to pass instead, lacking a little bit of that selfishness.
Dangerous tackle there on the...
Looks to be a free kick for the Lady Jaguars. Pretty direct, too. I think right next to the half moon on the right-hand side.
Absolutely. I'm not sure if I'm mistaken from here, but that looked to be from the back. Could have been a dangerous one.
Looks like a very dangerous position for the Jarvis Christian University.
Absolutely. Jaguars have this one in a very good position, especially if you have a player that can let that one fly. And Skylar Parker's no question to that. And she does. Skylar Parker picking up a goal off of a free kick. That was a beautifully struck ball. Bulldogs goalkeeper had a bit of trouble handling that one, and Skylar Parker puts herself on the tally sheet, and looks like we're replicating last game, Jesus. The Ana Barragan picks herself up a hat trick, and Skylar Parker picking herself up a goal. And stat sheet looking the same.
Definitely. I mean, taking advantage of the definitely taking advantage of the goalkeeper's height, scoring it hard, fast, but straight above the goalkeeper, making it impossible for that goalkeeper to catch it. It looks like the Jarvis Christian University Bulldogs are looking for a counter, having a free kick right above their center half line on the half moon. Crossing it in, dangerous ball. And caught by the Lady Jaguar goalkeeper. Great catch.
Number nine. Who you going in for?
Lady Jaguars playing out the back.
10, thank you. 2.
Looking for a pass on the right-hand side. Passing it over to number 17. Playing it back. Looking to recycle. Doing a long ball up. and it looks like it could be a lucky. Never mind. The Jarvis Christian University Bulldogs keep possession. The Bulldogs looking for a pass on the left-hand side of the field. Looking in for a cross. Great control from the Bulldogs. Looking for a shot. Shot and miss from the Jarvis Christian University Bulldogs. Dangerous, dangerous shot, though.
Absolutely. That one seemed to be real close to Jesus, but not enough to trouble Villarreal in net after conceding a unfortunate goal, shall I say. Got caught off of her line a little bit. Happens to all of us keepers, but score is 4-1, and coming off for the Jags is number 25, Sam Lopez, and number 10, the one with the hat trick, Ana Barragan, finally getting some rest with just north of 8.5 left to play here in this first half of the conference opener for your Lady Jags and the Lady Bulldogs.
From my understanding, in the NAIA, you can have unlimited substitutions, but you can only substitute the same player back after halftime. So some of these starters might come back to play next half. Coach Moody might just giving them a breather.
Absolutely. Dominguez fighting in the corner here. Bulldogs not liking that one. Didn't quite see what happened there, but
looks like there will be a foul for the Jarvis Christian University Bulldogs, while their head coach will receive a yellow card.
head referee getting a grasp on this one. Looks like he is going to give a booking to the assistant coach of the Bulldogs. Don't see that quite often. I think we saw something rare here, and I believe one time, I think it was the same team actually for Jarvis Christian last year. The goalkeeper on the bench picked up a red card, which was something I had never seen in my playing career nor my broadcasting career. A bench player picking up a red card, quite interesting to see, but great job by the head referee getting a handle on that one.
You know, every referee's a little bit different. It looks like this referee doesn't like it at all for any of the coaching staff to scream for every foul, as he just said. I'm sure you couldn't hear it on the feed, but he pretty much got after the head coach, saying that he can't be screaming for every foul. Of course, every referee is different. Some let it slide, and some don't, as we just saw. Looks like there will be a set piece for the Bulldogs, looking to get their second goal of this half.
Absolutely. Jarvis Bulldogs coach got what he wanted, got the whistle, but at what cost? Almost a high kick there from number 30 on the Bulldogs, almost to the head of Avery Scott, but nothing deemed illegal by the referee, if you will, and we'll reset with a Jaguars goal kick.
With less than 10 minutes on the clock, I feel like the Lady Jaguars are wanting to slow down the speed of play and make sure they go into the second half fresh and rested. Looks like they've slowed down and are sitting back in their own half at the moment with a Bulldog throw-in.
Absolutely, and one of the great things about the Jaguars is their depth in their bench. They have a number of players that can come in and give any of their players a rest. Coach Moody does a great job with recruiting as many players as he needs. He definitely has the maximum players allowed for recruiting, as I believe we have over 14. I'm definitely not counting correctly, but to the naked eye, I want to say it's over 14 players on his bench, and that does a number for morale. It does a number for having extra legs, fresh legs, whatever you want to say. It does a number for the Lady Jags, and that might come in handy at some point in this matchup, but score is 4-1, so we'll have to see how Coach Moody adjusts.
You know, last game I misread the tactical advantage of having your bench standing up. I saw it as a different sort of style, a little bit less disciplined, but it turns out from today's game that the assistant coach for the Lady Jaguars makes them stand up to make sure they don't get cold. So different style of coaching, but I like it.
Absolutely, every coach having their different tactics that they employ, and
There might be a stoppage for a concussion check on one of the Lady Jaguars, number 26.
What happened there, Jesus?
Well, it looks like one of the Bulldogs was looking in maybe for a shot on target, seeing how hard that ball was hit, but it was deflected by the Lady Jaguars' head, number 26. Not really on purpose, more in the ear area, which is kind of dangerous because depending on how hard it hits and where exactly it hits you, you could get a concussion or lightheadedness, to be honest.
Absolutely, and just behind the ears, where I've heard from boxers, if you will, where the equilibrium sits, and if you get hit hard enough, you can kind of lose your sense of things, lose your sense of balance, whatever you want to call it, and very fortunate that's not the case for number 26 for the Jags. Seems to be doing all right. Waves off Bobby two-step. I think Bobby was coming to check on the line there, but nothing to worry about. Tough Jaguar here.
Yeah, good job on the referee by asking if she needed any medical assistance from any assistant or assistant coaching, but she waved it off and said that she's fine, but good on the referee.
Absolutely. Dominguez with the throw in now, resetting. Dominguez, a very fast-paced player. That was borderline an illegal throw, but seems to get away with it there.
You know, it's kind of weird. Some referees don't mind an illegal throw, and then some are very, very adamant for it. Looks like this referee doesn't mind.
Absolutely, as Dominguez sort of threw that one directly into the ground. As Jesus said, some referees, will let it go. Some referees are going to call it immediately, and that could have been something dangerous for the Bulldogs right there. But Jasmine Dominguez got away with one there.
Yeah, I mean, even in the pro game, there's a lot of referees who adamantly say that they don't really call them because the moment you start calling an illegal throw-in, then you really have to be adamant to make sure. And looks like a open net miss for the Lady Jaguar.
Very tough angle there. I believe that was, number 19, Sienna Avila, unable to find the back of the net, found the side netting rather, and just a tough angle there for Jesus.
Definitely a tough angle, but at the same time, still an open net.
Absolutely, a miscalculation from the Bulldogs goalkeeper, but unable to capitalize, and Avila's going to wish she had that one back.
Definitely. Looks like the Lady Jaguars are still trying to look for that attack.
Avery Scott with it now, trying to get active. Avery Scott, a massive part of the Jaguars' offense last season, and don't want to say she's been rather quiet this game, but maybe struggling to find her feet a little bit. And if you saw that, the ball bounced right in front of our camera here. Hence the change in my voice. Got a little nervous that it was going to take out the very expensive camera equipment that Jaguar Sports Network uses.
1 minute, 1 minute.
Looks like we have a minute left on the clock here, so we are about 2 minutes behind, ladies and gentlemen. 1 minute left, 1 minute left. So really, once we hit 2 minutes exactly on the clock, that will be the end of the first half here. And
looks like a great through ball for the Lady Jaguars. Looking for the attack. Shot and blocked. Oh, miscommunication from the Bulldogs defensive line there.
Absolutely. Avery Scott tried to follow that one up from the attack from Dominguez, and Dominguez unable to find that corner, possibly what Jesus was talking about earlier, maybe a little bit of nerves, maybe just unable to find the angle she needed on that one. But Jaguars corner coming in, Avery Scott with
shot
it.
on target, deflection, and shot off target.
Looks like we possibly have a
10,
Bulldog down.
8, 7.
Have 8
6,
seconds left to go.
5,
It looks like the referee is
4,
just going to let that time
3,
run out
2.
since we have a hurt player on the field. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning into this first half of conference play for your Lady Jaguars, taking on the Jarvis Christian University Bulldogs. And score is 4-1, a hat trick early on by Ana Barragan, and the other goal picked up off of a free kick by Skylar Parker. And Jesus, what are your thoughts on that first half?
Absolutely stellar performance from the Lady Jaguars, showing off their tactical sharpness and physical dominance over the Bulldogs. But the Bulldogs still having a glimmer of hope, scoring a, I would say, maybe 30-yard goal, which is not easy, especially catching a goalkeeper off her line like that. that's been doing overall pretty great this whole game.
Abs-
So there's still a glimmer of hope from the Bulldogs, but still a huge dominance from the Lady Jaguars.
Yeah, absolutely. Jesus could not have said it better myself. Score being 4-1. Your Jaguars leading. Cannot ask for any better of a way to start off the conference opener here at home. And that is our cue, the music going on. So Jesus and I are going to send this one into a break. Keep it right here on the Jaguars Sports Network. Cameron M. Caldwell and Jesus Lopez on the call.
Of our students. To honor us today in the center of the field, we have Dr. Karen Brigard. Dr. Karen is an active participation in civic engagement events such as Pause Up, Days of Service, and Big Brothers and Big Sisters mentorship. Also, we have Dr. Michael Boucher. Dr. Michael Boucher demonstrated strong civic engagement efforts such as promoting voter engagement and Pause Up, Days of Service here on our campus. We also have Dr. Pablo Calafiore. He's in the Department of Accounting and Finance and is associate professor, has demonstrated strong support and promotion of campus and financial literacy programs. Fans, if you don't mind, let's give a round of applause for our faculty members, our honorary coaches of the game today, Dr. Karen Brigard, Dr. Michael Boucher, and Dr. Pablo Calafiore, our honorary coaches in honor of Faculty Appreciation Week. Thank you for your service.
Online, hit that shit. Hey, I told her, hey,
Dude, leave it hanging up and they'll fall off.
sleeping on the mattress. I told her, look, you ain't gotta look up to see a star, that's ace. And my sweat so cold, you gon' need a A-A-E-R-O, stepping in that air, R-O, stepping in that air, R-O, stepping in that air, R-O, stepping in that air, blow the whiz. Blow the whiz, blow the whiz, blow the whiz, blow the whiz, blow the whiz.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live here with the second half of the conference home opener for your Texas A&M San Antonio Lady Jaguars taking on the Jarvis Christian University Bulldogs. And with a scoreline of 4-1, Jaguars looking to run away with this one. And we've had a hat trick from Ana Barragan, her first one of the season, and Skylar Parker picking up a goal on a free kick, and quite the goal that was. And if you're just tuning in, this is Cameron M. Caldwell and Jesus Lopez on behalf of the Jaguar Sports Network. Jesus, what are your primary thoughts of the first half for the Jaguars?
Well, the Jaguars played very dominant, high press, didn't spend most of any time on their own half of the field. And it looks like they want to continue that going forward on the second half. Again, they actually only left number 3 from the Lady Jaguars, Lillian Spears, back on her own in the set piece. It looks like the Jaguars are very confident in themselves and their ability to run back and keep the high press.
And Jesus, for the Bulldogs, with a scoreline of 4-1 and only 2 substitutes on the bench, able to take out those tired players, what do you see? But before that, we have Ana Barragan, who just dumped it off to the middle with could have been a clear shot. Skylar Parker coming up now. She is known to let it rip from a distance, and she does. That one is going to be a Bulldogs goal kick. So, as I was saying, Jesus, what do the Bulldogs need to do if they want any chance coming back into this one with a scoreline of 4-1?
You know, last half I mentioned Porto's play style in a very anti-football type of way, if that's what the streets are calling it. And I mentioned how they weren't fully committed to the anti-football play style since they only had 4 in the back. But it looks like this second half they had new directions from their head coach. And it looks like they have all of their players playing back, very resembling towards a Porto or Sporting Lisbon sort of play style where they want their opponents to keep possession of the ball and flood their own half with their own players. So even right now on the set piece from the Lady Jaguars, the Bulldogs had 6 to 7 of their Lady Bulldogs back defending. So it looks like they're going all in on the on that sort of play style with the low press.
Absolutely, as another corner picked up for the Jaguars. That was, I want to say that was number 17, Odette Mota, who had almost an attempt on goal, but was defended well by one of the Bulldogs. And now here comes number 11, Jasmine Dominguez, with the corner, who has been an active part of this Jaguars offense. Once again, Ana Barragan picking up herself a hat trick in just under 20 minutes, and Skylar Parker, who picked up a goal off of a free kick.
You know, two sides of the same coin, I feel like, with this set piece. All of the Lady Jaguars, except one, which was Lillian Spears, in the 18-yard box, and all of the Bulldogs except their striker, number 3, Briella, were in the 18-yard box. So it looks like one is playing extremely high press and one's playing extremely low press.
And here come the Bulldogs the other way, looking to get something going. Ana Barragan gets a foot on that one, and Jaguars coming the other way quickly. Ana Barragan with it now. She has really turned a leaf for herself here in this match and proving the improvements that she's made since last season. She was one of the Jaguars' top players, and I know she was up there on the score sheet with goals scored last season, but a hat trick in just under 20 minutes in the conference opener is quite the achievement for Ana Barragan.
Absolutely incredible. Might be a program record, a hat trick in the first 15 minutes. We'll have to double check on that.
Absolutely. I know TAMUSA's very first All-American and very first Player of the Year, Ronald Aguilar, is known for a number of hat tricks, as well as Christian Guerrero, but I'm not sure if it was done in 20 minutes, so Jesus might be right on that, but wouldn't be real journalism if we didn't double check. So we will get that double checked and report back, hopefully by the second game here. And if you're enjoying Jaguar soccer and enjoying the Jaguar Sports Network, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button to support this entirely student-run initiative, which is also a collaborative effort between the athletics department and the communications department. We'd like to thank Darnell Smith and Stephen Sherman for all their support and the green light and their blessing to operate and do what we do here in Jaguar Sports Network, and as well as Jenny Moore, our advisor and mentor of the Jaguar Sports Network, and all the communications professors from the comms department supporting JSN and everything we do. Ladies and gentlemen, we just got founded a year ago. And in that time, we have surpassed 900 subscribers, which we surpassed recently as Avery Scott tries to get ahead on that one, can't do it. But help us reach our goal of 1,000 subscribers before the end of the soccer season. And here come the Jags. No problem for goalkeeper number 0, Victoria Alcantar, for the Bulldogs, picking that one up, and not quite the kick she wanted there. Definitely got held up in the wind a little bit, Jesus.
Definitely. But that's more of just a mishit on the technique side. I don't think it even crossed the 30-yard mark. Lady Jaguars doubling down on the high press. Looks like they send all but one of their players off for this corner kick.
Absolutely, Jesus. Looks like Coach Moody wants to seal the deal on this one early. 4-1 is the score already. He would probably be more comfortable if they picked up one more goal, though.
Definitely. That one is always the catch when it comes to your opponent, because that one goal gives them a glimmer of hope that it is possible, and they can definitely score because they've already done it before.
Absolutely. Proving what they know they can do. We have some men's soccer players walking past us. Got a little peep of one there, and a goal shot comes in, hits off the post, and
that had great power behind it.
absolutely, that one was
definitely
ripped.
one of the first fastballs we've seen today. Great technique.
No question about it. Bulldogs goalkeeper Alcantara got very, very lucky right there to not concede another goal and make the score 5-1, but here the Jaguars come. Bulldogs coming the other way, though, able to stay with it. As you see, we have our men's Jaguars arriving on the field. Don't think they saw the camera. Ana Barragan plays one in, doesn't have anybody back posts. Goalkeeper
Goes
coming the other way.
for a foot race for the goalkeeper.
As a former goalkeeper myself, not the position you want to find yourself in, at least in my opinion.
Very dangerous and honestly very reckless from the goalkeeper.
Absolutely. Didn't seem like she could get a hand on it, so had to run it down, and fortunately for her, able to see it out. But as Jesus said, could have been reckless, could have been something dangerous, and able to avoid catastrophe, if you will, for the scoreline.
That's something that you don't see often right there, a player taking the goal kick for the goalkeeper. You don't really see that in college play.
Absolutely, that's not something that is promoted often. Often the coaches will ensure that their goalkeeper takes their own goal kicks. I remember that was, wouldn't say a policy or a rule of my former coach here at TAMUSA, but definitely something that he wanted to make sure we did. And another shot off the post, but finishing it is Avery Scott, making the score 5-1. And we were just talking about her in the first half, Jesus, and she picks up a goal. And that was just north of the 36.5-minute mark. Score is 5-1 Jaguars coming up on top.
That was great. Great first shot. Sadly hit the inside post, but great positioning from the Lady Jaguars to get that rebound.
Absolutely, and that takes us back to the basics of soccer, the thing that we're taught from the time that we are 5 years old to college age is crash the net. You crash the goal, you don't know what can happen. The keeper could fumble it, the keeper could, whatever this case is, and in that case we had the ball bounce off of the post, and Avery Scott, right place, right time, picking up herself a goal here, and good to see some more people getting on the score sheet. Ana Barragan picking herself up a hat trick, and Skylar Parker off of a free kick, and here come the Jags the other way. Bulldogs are outnumbered. Here comes Mota. Looks like Bulldogs able to play some great defense, but Jaguars will have a corner, and once again, they haven't been able to make something of these corners yet, but this could be the difference maker, Jesus.
Definitely. That was a great opportunity for the Lady Jaguars. Unfortunately squandered by a bad placed pass, but overall, positive impact on the team since it resulted in a set piece.
I'd like to thank all of you for tuning in to the Jaguar Sports Network. I'd like to apologize, ladies and gentlemen. We have some honorary coaches here taking a picture, and
looks like the goalkeeper caught that corner kick. Looks like it will be looks like it will be played from the back. Our view's a little obscured.
Absolutely, as I was mentioning, we have some honorary coaches here, and unfortunately got in our way, but not something we can do very much about. Thank you for bearing with us, ladies and gentlemen. As I was saying, thank you so much for tuning in to the Jaguars Sports Network. If you're just joining us, Lady Jaguars running away with this one. And it's Cameron Caldwell and Jesus Lopez on the call for the Jaguars Sports Network. And if you're new, drop us a comment. Let us know where you're viewing from. We have fans from all over the world watching the Jaguars Sports Network, supporting both sides. We are happy to have both sides here, whether it's Bulldog Nation, Jaguar Nation. Happy to have you. Thank you for tuning in. Drop us a comment. Let us know where you're viewing from, who you're supporting, if it's a specific player or if you're supporting either side, whatever it is. Thank you for being here. We appreciate it. And just arrived is Coach Jaramillo, the head coach of the men's soccer team, just came over and said hello to us. Appreciate all the support we get from the coaches. And
I got him celebrating. I was down there.
here comes Skylar Parker with it. As we
Great composure from number 22 from the Lady Jaguars being
Here comes
Skylar
Anabaragan.
Parker.
And that ball just a little bit overplayed there. Anabaragan looking to seal the deal, get her fourth goal, making it 6-1, but unable to do so. Great job by the Bulldogs goalkeeper, and she cannot get her footing under her when it comes to these kicks. Fortunately did make it right to a
Great
Bulldog
technique.
player. Great technique, popping it over one of the Jaguars. I think that was Mota she got over, and Bulldogs coming the other way with some speed to them. Skylar Parker did a great job slowing her up.
Great defensive movements from Skylar Parker.
Absolutely, that was Morales who was going to let that one rip. Skylar Parker getting in the way of it. That could have been a dangerous shot, Jesus.
Definitely. I mean, she just had a spark of brilliance right there. From a sombrero to a chest control to driving down center field. Great run for her.
Absolutely, as more of our Jaguars arrive for the game that is kicking off at 3:30. Your men's Jaguars. Looks like we're going to stop the clock here. Not sure what we're oh, looks like we have a hurt Bulldog here on the field, and she's going to make her way off.
Looks to be a cramp from the Lady Bulldog.
Beautiful day for some Jaguar soccer. Heat has intensified a little bit, I would say. It's a nice 94 to 96 degrees here, and we are feeling every bit of it.
Definitely. The cloudiness from the first half has definitely blown by.
Great ball played in there. Villarreal, no problem getting her hands on it. That is goalkeeper Isabella Villarreal, and who's actually the sister of one of our JSN team members. Love the family that TAMUSA has here, and Roland Villarreal is the MVP once again of today's game, standing out partially halfway in the heat. His back is in the shade, but his front half is in the heat.
Oh.
And he is working through it, but Mota trying to get something going in the midfield.
Lucky.
Jaguars.
You know, she for sure had that ball. She hesitated on the run, saying that the Bulldog could have done a slide tackle, but if she kept running, she would have for sure had that through ball.
Absolutely, that was Banda who had a slight hesitation, and looks like we're going to see the first faulty throw-in call of the game, Jesus. We saw one earlier, didn't get called. That was on the Jaguars, but now the Bulldogs getting called for one, Jaguar ball.
You know, the real big issue with that is that once the referee calls on a illegal or incorrect throw-in, they now have to do the same for both teams, which can incredibly slow down the pace of the game and in some cases be a deal breaker for a team, leading to a goal opportunity.
Absolutely. Here come Jaguars the other way, looking like that was number 26 Bustos who wanted to get a shot there, decides to dump it off to number 16 Loyola and doesn't let one go.
Lady Bulldogs running out of ideas here. Great opportunity for the Lady Jaguars. And great defensive effort from number 30 from the Bulldogs.
from the Bulldogs the other way. It looks like Dominguez is in the back here. Not a position we normally see her in, but trying to chase down the Bulldogs attacker, and she does, and it's going to stay with the Jags. Great job by
defensive
Dominguez.
effort.
Just north of 30 minutes left to play in this second half of conference play, and scoreline is 5-1. A hat trick by Ana Barragan and a great free kick by Skylar Parker, setting the Jaguars ahead, and that fifth goal scored by Avery Scott off of a rebound. I want to say that was the shot from Mota, maybe. I'm not too sure.
Yeah. If it wasn't for the hat trick from Barragan, I would say that Jasmine Dominguez would be the MVP. I mean, she is running up and down this field. It seems like she can't get enough of the ball today. Great effort, both offensive and defensive from her.
And Barragan dumps it inside to Dominguez.
Looks like the Lady Jaguars are looking for a through.
That ball's just played a little too hard there for number 26, Bustos.
When there's so many players from the other team, this case being Jarvis Christian University, being in the 18-yard box is very hard to get a clean shot off. And even when it comes to crossing in the ball, there's so much people there. It's very, very hard. So I understand why they're looking for a through ball and almost breaking their defensive line.
Bulldogs looking to come the other way. Lillian Spears has no problem chasing that one down. Villarreal off of her line, a great amount outside of the 18 even, but that's no problem for the Jaguars.
That was a great ball.
Absolutely. Ball was excellently played up by number 6 for the Jags, Banda, and unfortunately no one there to receive it for her.
You know, that's what you're looking for in a defensive clearance. That sort of ball that just scratches on the edge of the lateral line. So that way, even if one of your teammates don't get the ball, the throw-in is so far in deep into their enemy half.
We have just over 30 people watching live on the Jaguar Sports Network. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and thank you for, as Dominguez rips one inside, that one's going to be out for a goal kick, though, unable to find a black jersey on that one. But as I was saying, thank you all so much for tuning in to this entirely student-run-led initiative. It's also a collaboration between the athletics department and the communications department here at Texas A&M San Antonio, and we appreciate all the support we've gotten. We just surpassed 900 subscribers as a sports network, and I'd like to thank everybody for the support. If you haven't already subscribed, be sure to hit that subscribe button, and we appreciate all of you being here. That one was potentially a handball, but that one was let go. Loyola got away with one there. Looks like that arm was extended. I think the referee saw that it hit her shoulder, so no whistle blown, but it's going to be Bulldogs throw in their own half.
Looks like the Lady Bulldogs seem to be switching the ball, looking for a way for a counterattack. But the Lady Jaguars regain possession. Unafraid from playing from the back, it seems like, including with their goalkeeper. You know, for a goalkeeper that had a mistake early on in this game, it looks like her confidence was not threatened at all from that mistake and seems to be completely fine playing out the back.
Absolutely. One of the biggest pieces of advice that I remember being given as a goalkeeper is you have to have short-term memory, Jesus. You cannot be living and dwelling in the mistakes that you make, because obviously as a goalkeeper sometimes the mistakes that you make may cost a game, but sometimes it may be just another mistake that, you know, may not result in a goal, and you just got to forget about it and move on. But obviously that did cost the Jaguars a goal, Villarreal being caught off of her line, but as you just said, it has not seemed to affect her much at all.
There will be a, I believe it could be a drop ball, since both players were fighting over, I guess, a short pool. It could be a drop ball, but it could also be, it looks like it will be a free kick for the Jarvis Christian University Bulldogs.
Lillian Spears doing a great job communicating and heading that one away from harm's way. Ana Barragan coming with it the other way, deciding to hold up the speed of play. I don't mind that at all. And great ball played up top to number 25 for the Jags. That's Lopez, who had the assist early in the first half. Unable to keep with it, though. Bulldogs in a dangerous area, though, have it in their corner. Lopez trying to stay with it.
Look. Great defensive effort from the Lady Bulldogs. Really holding up that corner, looking for that goal kick.
Absolutely. Bulldogs looking a little more sound this half, Jesus, defensively. Not letting up as much as I say that. They are called for a foul, and here come the Jags the other way, deciding to play quick with it. Anabaragan with it now. Great little move there. Shot is off, and that one is just over the top of the netting. No trouble there for the Bulldogs goalkeeper.
Great opportunity, bad execution. Looks like number 15 will be subbed in for number 17 for the Lady Jaguars. Odette Mota being subbed out and Frida Perez being subbed in.
Once again, would like to take this time to shout out all of the JSN staff members that are making the magic happen behind the scenes. Roland Villarreal making the magic happen on the camera. We have Miss Maddie on the photography, as well as our director of photography, Carlos, on the back side. If you are looking very closely and squinting, you can see him wearing all black on a 95-degree day. But that's the man right there. That's the man, the myth, the legend, our director of photography, as well as Axel, one of our longtime JSN photographers, and Cameron M. Caldwell and Jesus Lopez on the call for today. And once again, like to shout out all my JSN staff. Like to shout out all the JSN staff possibly watching, or former staff, I should say. I know we have a lot of supporters that were involved, and looks like I think that foul is going to be called on number 15, Frida Perez. I think that was a studs up. Wasn't much of a challenge per se, Jesus, but she was called for a studs up. That was pretty clear from our angle.
Yeah, if it was up to me, I would have let it play, because it looks like the Bulldogs could have had a counterattack with it. But, you know, to each their own, and every referee is different.
Frida Perez with it now. Just called for the foul, and that ball is just not quite what she had wanted. And bad clearance, though, from the Bulldogs. It'll be Jaguars ball.
Back-to-back sloppy touches. I feel like both teams are getting slightly complacent. Of course, after so many minutes of running around and heat, it gets to you.
Absolutely, and as we had mentioned a couple times in the first half, the Bulldogs only have 2 subs, and it's coming into play here. Jasmine Dominguez letting one go, but great job by the Bulldogs defense. I think that was number 27, one of the captains. We don't have her on our, oh, yes we do. We have Leslie Yereka.
And right now, the Bulldogs could have had an opportunity, but since they're playing so far back, it was a 1v5 versus the Lady Jaguars. Seems like times are desperate for the Bulldogs. Looks like the Lady Jaguars will have a free kick from slightly behind center line of their own half. Looks to play out left. Looking in for great ball, actually.
Anabaragan using that skill that we've seen so many times from her, unable to. Referee blows the whistle there. Not too sure what on, but Jaguars going to get a free kick in a very dangerous area there.
Great position, honestly. You could either go direct and look for goal, or you could take the safer option and cross it, hoping to make contact with one of your teammates' heads.
Absolutely, especially with the number of Jaguars that we have up there. Lillian Spears, the only one back. Looks like number 16, Loyola, coming back to be a second option on the top of the box. Always love to see that, just in case anything pops around and bounces out. And here comes Anabaragan with it. That one's going to be floated up top, and it's not quite what she was looking for. As my former coach at TAMUSA would say, that one was sent into Kingdom Come, and Anabaragan definitely going to want that one back.
Yeah, it looks like it. She probably wanted to cross it in based off the fact of how much loft that ball had. Just slightly underhit it and made it loft too high, but a good effort. I mean, with a 5-1, with a 4-point lead, some of these errors are overlooked.
Absolutely, as Bulldogs resetting here with a goal kick. And subbing in for the Bulldogs is number 21, Mia Savage. Believe she took out, I want to say that was 27, possibly. 28 for the Bulldogs. That is maybe not, we'll say 26. Yaira Torres.
And Shannon Best, number 8, subbed in as well for the Lady Jaguars.
Shannon Best, one of the top offensive performers of the Lady Jags last season. Haven't seen too much of her so far. I'm not too sure why that is. I'm not sure if she's coming off of an injury or what the reasoning is, but Shannon Best back in the game. Looks like she's playing in the back.
Yeah, it looks like she's playing as a right center back. Well, the Lady Jaguars are playing with a 3 in the back, so technically the right back position is a little convoluted in between a center back and a right back.
Absolutely. Coach Moody electing to go 3 in the back, having no problem. A little bit of lack of effort there from the Bulldogs. Didn't seem to care much. And here comes.
Great touch. Oh, she hesitated. Squandered opportunity.
That was Frida Perez there with a great touch around the defender and had a clear look on goal, but I'm not sure why she hesitated in her run, but unable to finish that one.
You know, I believe she was looking for a easy layoff for one of her teammates, which would have been the easiest and the for sure goal, but no one was on her speed. I believe the best course of action was to take the shot.
Absolutely, just put something low, at least try to, and once again, another instance where Frida Perez is going to want that one back, possibly.
You know, there's a level of selfishness that someone needs to have for you to be in front of the net. Of course, whenever the opportunity does come where you can lay it off and make a square pass and have an easy goal, you should for sure do it. But in some scenarios, you really need to be selfish and take the responsibility upon yourself.
Absolutely, as Bulldogs resetting with a goal kick. Great job there by Skylar Parker getting ahead on it. That's going to keep the Bulldogs in their own half. They have a throw-in.
That was a hard header. Slightly below the forehead, which, for those who don't know, the sweet spot is right in between your forehead, and if you hit it slightly above or slightly below, that will hurt.
Absolutely, especially with kind of soccer ball that is
Spears.
being played with now. And Spears avoiding trouble in the back, but Jaguars not out of the woods yet. Jesus, looks like we're finally starting to see that lack of substitutes and the weather coming into play here. Bulldogs looking very exhausted right now.
Definitely. And not only exhausted, but frustrated. I mean, they're down by 4 goals, and even though they only have 2 substitutions, it looks like they're almost frustrated running into and looking for opportunities to get some goals back. Yeah, I mean, even right now, number 27 from the Bulldogs ran in a circle, almost looking to cool the game down.
Absolutely, and Avery Scott pressing up here.
I mean,
Bulldogs
really
in a tough
not
position
understandable why someone would do this when you're 4 points down. I mean, play back, recycle, look forward. Very, very strange decisions.
Absolutely, seems to be the heat and exhaustion just taking a toll on some of the Bulldogs players here, trying to make do with what they got. Only have 2 substitutes, and even the substitutes are looking quite exhausted here. And the Jaguars have nothing but sets of fresh legs and at Coach Moody's disposal when they need. You have just north of 17 and a half left to play in this second half of conference play. Red River Athletic Conference play. Hadn't said that before. This is the Red River Athletic Conference that the Jaguars belong to, and this is the first game so far. Jaguars coming off of a 2-1 win against Houston Tillotson, who is a conference opponent, but that was a non-conference game. They won 2-1, and the goal scorers being Avery Scott Skylar Parker and Ana Barragan. And as we were talking about in the first half, the Jaguars replicating that stat sheet almost, but Ana Barragan picking herself up a hat trick in under 20 minutes, and Skylar Parker scoring off of a free kick in the late minutes of the in the late minutes of the first half. And the 5th goal scored by none other than Avery Scott off of a rebound.
That was a great cross. And offside, sadly. Slightly earlier, there was a bit of a confusion with a hard foul from the Lady Jaguars that wasn't called, and then the Lady Jaguars thought that it was called, and everyone stopped play. And then it turned out that the Bulldogs received a favorable foul, so confusion from both teams.
Absolutely. Jaguars looking to seal the deal on this one. Don't want to say I'm surprised at this point that they still have 3 in the back, but still an aggressive tactic, if you will, Jesus.
Definitely. From the Lady Jaguars, still looking for that high press. Looks like they've slowed down the speed of play from their earlier attempts, but still keeping their formation, still keeping their shape, and continuing with this high press of theirs.
Absolutely not letting up. Score is 5-1, but maybe Coach Moody wants one more to really be able to park the bus here. Jasmine Dominguez fighting Frida Perez up top. Frida Perez finding the 1-2 to Jasmine Dominguez. Through ball is in. And another great defensive effort by the Bulldogs. That was number 30 coming in to stop that one, Lizette Onofre. And coming out is Skylar Parker, the goal scorer off the free kick. Going in, number 2, Gabby Flores. Haven't seen her today so far. Let's see what the substitute can do.
Again, the Lady Jaguars overloading their opponent, only leaving number 3 center back. And it looks like great decision on their part. Very confident and very composed on the ball. Shannon Best passed the ball to number 6 on the right side. And looking back to recycle with Shannon Best.
Shannon Best going all the way back to her goalkeeper. Love to have a goalkeeper that can play with her feet. Villarreal finding an option in the middle. It's going to stay with the Jags. That's number 26 now, Bustos. Avery Scott unable to keep possession of it, but wins it back. Love to see that effort after she just lost it. And Frida Perez electing not to go for that one.
Miscommunication on the Jaguars' part.
Absolutely. Maybe I think Frida Perez gave a notion that number 6, Banda, wanted to go for it, but I think possibly Frida Perez would have been the good option. And then you see an overlap by Banda, but didn't happen. And coming off now, Lillian Spears and being subbed out for, I believe, number 7, Lilieva.
Lady Jaguars physical. Hesitation from the Lady Jaguars. Definitely heat and exhaustion playing effect. And the later minutes of this game, looks like we have a little bit over 15 minutes to go. My bad, 14 minutes to go. And it seems both teams are exhausted.
Absolutely, this heat playing a serious factor for everybody involved, not just the team with a limited amount of subs, but I believe we're going to see some more Coach Moody substitutions here coming in these last, as we're just north of 13 and a half to go here.
Lady Jaguars on the counter.
Frida Perez looking to keep possession of it after a bad touch by number 18 from the Bulldogs, Silva.
And misread. Play a through ball that no one made a run for. You know, there's times in the game where a team should recycle and play back and regroup. I feel like that was one of those times. There will be substitutions on Lady Jaguars' part. Number 19 and number 32 will be subbed in for number 6 and number 15.
19, Sienna Avila. And 32, Melanie Sanchez coming in for the Jags. Coming off is Frida Perez and number 6, Anaí Banda.
Oh, great defensive header and offensive action. Looks like the Bulldogs are being very physical, wanting to keep possession. looking for that throw, not afraid to use her physicality today. Looks like it will be a throw-in for the Lady Bulldogs.
Great job there by Shannon Best.
That almost looked like Shannon Best received a head-on-head collision there.
Absolutely, and it looks like a foul is going to be called. I'm not quite sure where the foul was, per se, but it's going to be Bulldogs' ball. With it is number 80, Princess Gallardo.
You know, very dangerous. I don't believe the referee saw that, but that was a very strong head-to-head collision there with the I guess now defender, Best.
Absolutely, that was Shannon Best and number 3 for the Bulldogs. Braley, number 3, Braley, and very tough collision, as Jesus said, head-to-head, and 9 times out of 10 they stop play, but here come the Jaguars the other way. This one's with number 19, Sienna Avila, and see if she can make anything of it. I don't think she did.
The Jaguars just don't have the legs for this anymore. They've been playing the whole game with through balls and crosses, and honestly, great offensive performance, but there comes a point where the legs just don't give anymore.
Absolutely, and Bulldogs with the goal kick. Looks like one of the coaches wanted to make a tactical change, and I don't know if he was waved off by one of his players, but seems to be that he was. I think that was number 30, Lizette Onofre, excuse me, who said, no, I'm good, I don't need to be subbed off. And sometimes you see that, but always a little surprising when you do. Normally you listen to what your manager says, Jesus.
Yeah, definitely, especially since she's not wearing the captain's armband. I would understand if the captain of the team says, you know what, I believe that since I'm on the field and I can see things a little bit differently, I believe it would be better if we don't make any substitutions. But number 30 from the Bulldogs isn't even wearing a captain's armband. So very surprising indeed.
Absolutely. Here come the Bulldogs the other way, have a throw in. And
looks like it will be, it will be a Jaguars remain possession since the goalkeeper went and grabbed it.
That one's sort of just thrown away immediately from the throw in. Couldn't find a white jersey. We have just north of 9.5 left to play here in this second half of the conference opener between your Texas A&M San Antonio Jaguars taking on the Jarvis Christian University Bulldogs, coming by way of Hawkins, Texas. And a shot comes in here by number 27, Leslie Gareca, and that was no problem for Villarreal. Villarreal elects to drop it, go quick, drops it off to Gabby Flores. And here comes Gabby Flores the other way, and unable to stick with it. Bulldogs come the other way and with some speed about them. Couple of step overs, does beat the defender. And that one is going to be barred down. And they will score. Bulldogs picking up a goal late in this one, 5-2. It's a very good shot by, couldn't see the number who took that shot, but that was finished by number 7, Jaylene Garcia. So 5-2 is the score here, just north of 9 left to play. And looks like we have a hurt player. Coach Moody not happy with something going on here. Looks like we also have an injured player coming off the field. That was number 30 coming off for the Bulldogs. Seems to be the little things affecting the Jaguars right now late in this game. Coach Moody not happy, and as I'm aware of it, little things can affect the outcome of games, Jesus.
Definitely. I mean, as I stated before, it seems the heat has affected both sides of the field. And personally, I believe in these last 10 minutes, the Lady Jaguars should just chill, slow down the speed of play. There was a play a little bit before the goal where the goalkeeper could have picked up the ball, and she did so extremely quickly. I believe it's seen more in the pro routes, but A lot of goalkeepers, when you're winning by such a big margin and there's less than 10 minutes on the clock, they want to eat the time, you know, receive the ball with your feet and wait and wait and wait until you pick it up. Just giving your team those few crucial seconds to catch their breath, regroup, and, you know, get ready for the last 10 minutes of the game.
Absolutely, and Bulldogs throw resetting here in the back. Score is 5-2. Goal coming late for the Bulldogs in the second half here. Not sure how much of a difference that's going to make, with goal differential still being 3 goals, and Coach Moody not happy with how this one is playing out here. A lot of small mistakes, a lot of small passes that aren't being connected, that were being connected earlier in the second half, earlier in the first half, and just a lot of small technical mistakes, and that is expected to come with exhaustion and heat and whatnot, and just small things like that, not getting a touch on the ball, you know, things like that can make a big difference in this game if it wasn't already 5-2.
Yeah, with physical exhaustion, the touch, the sharpness goes down, things get sloppy. Especially in the last 10 to 5 minutes of the game when you're just trying to get it over with, it can become really sloppy when it comes to your touch.
Absolutely, and it's not just the Jaguars struggling. Bulldogs have been struggling for a while here, especially dealing with not having a large number of subs. There's been a lot of technical errors on the Bulldogs side, and both teams still playing well, though, still trying to make something happen for each other, or for one another, I should say. Or for their own teams, I should say. I'm not phrasing that right, but
very, very strong foul from the Lady Jaguars there. That was, I believe, a straight kick to the thigh to number 27 from the Lady Bulldogs.
That's Gadeka picking up that foul on her and is going to take her own free kick. Possibly a little frustration being let out there on the Jaguar side.
Good defensive header from the Lady Jaguars. Lady Jaguars retain possession. Still looking to play forward. There's a great through ball, but a great through ball that does connect.
Ball's played in. Great communication there between goalkeeper and defender. That was number 2 communicating to Alcantar. Number 2 being...
Great effort from the Lady Jaguars there, catching up to that ball.
Absolutely. Onofre talking with Alcantar, making sure that no miscommunications happen in this last couple minutes here in this game. Here come Jaguars the other way. Number 9 with it now, Santos. Looking to find an option, and she does. 32 dumps it back off to
have plenty
Flores.
of time on the ball. Great touch. Seems to be playing out, going back and forth, recycling the ball.
Ana Barragan unable to get a good touch on that one. That one probably going to roll out for a goal kick. Interesting. They're going to call a foul there on Barragan. Interesting decision, definitely, but instead of going down, I would have tried to stand my ground, stay as strong, so I could have had just, a couple yards up for actual goal kick, but now she's taking it virtually from her line, so.
Yeah, it looks like Jaguars are still looking for that great shot on target, caught by the Bulldogs goalkeeper.
Alcantar showing off those goalkeeping skills, going down. Just a simple collapse save there from a great shot by Barragan. And that one was sent straight into the sky. Not the best drop kick that you would have wanted as a goalkeeper, but Bulldogs trying to make do with what they got. Santos trying to stay with it, unable to get the shot off, and she is going to be called for a foul. I believe that was the second foul called against her. Seemed to be all shoulder to shoulder, though. I'm not positive on that whistle, but referee saw otherwise on the field.
Seems like the Lady Jaguars just want this game to be over with. They've had an incredible effort today, scoring 5 goals. Looks like it will be a throw-in for the Lady Bulldogs.
Absolutely, as we are nearing just 4 minutes left to play in this match. Got to believe both sides just sort of want it to be over by now.
See, in that scenario, I would just play it back and keep recycling the ball back and forth, letting the timer go down. There's no need to keep pushing forward for the Lady Jaguars since you have such a strong lead.
Absolutely, you can just settle it down, take a touch, turn around, knock it back to your goalkeeper if need be, if you want to reset all the way, and that's something that happened. Jasmine Dominguez once again being all over the field. Hasn't gotten herself a goal, but as Jesus said, still could be our MVP, and here comes number 9, Santos the other way, is able to get around it. She has a couple people inside, but unable to chase that one down. Crosses the touchline just barely. Coach Moody not happy with that one.
You know, she is a brand new substitute, so technically she does have the legs for it, but I still believe that ball is too strong for such a late play in the game.
Absolutely, and Bulldogs knocking it around in their own 18. Looked to be a possible handball right there. I don't know if the ref saw it because of the angle. 27 now with it. Lopez playing it inside to Flores. Flores unable to get a good touch on it. Here comes Santos the other way.
Lady Jaguars retain possession. Look to play centrally. Breaking lines on the right side. Play out to their winger, number 9. Successful tackle from the Bulldogs.
Still going to be Jaguars ball, though. It's going to be inbounded by 32, Melanie Sanchez. We're nearing a minute
there
left
we
to
go.
play.
That was a great first touch. Still looking to play forward for the Lady Jaguars.
Great move there by Dominguez, letting that one go, knowing Santos was right behind her. And comes Sanchez the other way. Trying to find a ball in the box. Got to get it in there. A lot of white jerseys surrounding them. Flores with it now, looking to switch the play. And resetting all the way back to number 7, Yeva.
I mean, look at there. I mean, the one attacking player, number 3 for the Bulldogs, isn't even pressing. The Lady Jaguars have all the time in the world to play back and let the timer run out.
Absolutely, and ladies and gentlemen, we are about 34 seconds fast. So as you just heard, we have just under a minute left to play now in this second half of the conference opener between your Jaguars and the Bulldogs. Got to think it's close to about 30 seconds here. It's exactly what I would do. Don't need to force anything up. Don't need to really do any of that. You could just send it all the way back home to your keeper and just knock it around for the last couple
10,
seconds here left to
9,
go. And
8,
as
7,
you hear it,
6,
time is running
5,
out, and Jaguars
4,
will come away with a
3,
win, 5-2. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, opening up their conference play at home. Your Texas A&M San Antonio Jaguars, Lady Jaguars, coming away with a win, 5-2. Ana Barragan picking up a hat trick in the first 20 minutes of the game, Jesus, and Skylar Parker picking up a free kick, and Avery Scott on the stat sheet as well, picking up a goal. And ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it here for us for the Lady Jaguars broadcast. And be sure to keep it right here, though. We'll be broadcasting the men's Jaguars, 3:30. So this has been Cameron Caldwell, joined by my co-commentator.
Jesus Lopez, thank you so much for listening and tuning in.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Keep it right here and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already.